Hello students, welcome to the class. I am Yogita. Our subject is nutrition for nurses, and today we are going to discuss about a diet for a patient who is suffering with gastrointestinal disorder. As you all know, there are many conditions, many cases, many patients who are suffering with gastrointestinal disorder, and let us discuss what kind of diet we can provide for this patient. Now, first condition what we are going to discuss is peptic ulcer. Now, peptic ulcer is a localized lesion which present upon the mucous lining of those portion of alimentary tract that come in contact with the gastric juice. Now, here patient will have a very soft and a very weak mucosa. Now, here because of this they are having lesions, they are experiencing lot of pain and discomfort in their GI tract. Now, what are the reasons? It may be because of bacterial infection, due to excess of emotional stress what they are taken, smoking, alcohol, genetic factor, age and sex also matters. Now, the important symptoms of peptic ulcer is epigastric pain, they'll have pain here, heartburn, pain that which they really find it difficult to bear with that pain, weight loss, anemia, deficiency of iron, and burning feelings. Now this burning feelings, okay, now this patient will have pulsing and burning. Now this burning feeling will come down once they take the food. Also they find some kind of upper portion of abdominal discomfort. Now what's the principle of diet what we are following? Here we are mainly giving a bland diet, a diet which is free from chemical and any kind of food irritations. We are given to give high protein diet to the patient. Now we cannot feed the patient in a one stretch, that will be heavy and difficult for the patient. So we are giving a small amount of food in a small and regular intervals. Also, mechanical irritation should not be there in the food, so we can consider those food which is good for patient. Now what are the dietary modification we can make? Milk should be given, it's included, so that it contain a rich amount of protein, moderate amount of fat that help to suppress the gastric reaction, gastric secretions. Fried food should not be included, you can avoid the fried food items, and you can also provide a small frequent meal to a patient. Okay, this is about peptic ulcer. The next condition is ulcerative colitis. Now ulcerative colitis is an intestinal disorder which characterized by inflammation and ulceration of the colons. As you all know, ulceration, infection, inflammation will be present in the colons. Now that will lead to ulcerative colitis. Ulcerative colitis. Now, in this condition, there is a hypersecretion of acid through although tissue resistance is normal. Now, acid hypersecretion is due to an increased number of parietal cells and impaired gastric emptying with the loss of buffering effect. Now, how you can make the dietary management? Now here, diet should not contain much food which are rich in fiber, spices, condiments, and it should have low fat. So you have to keep it in consideration when you prepare a diet for a patient with ulcerative colitis. You should not contain much fiber and much spices or any condiments. You should low in fat. Now the dietary guidelines is, now regular meal should be given. Maintain the meal timing to provide the food item. Whenever we want or whenever patient asking, we are not giving any food, we are maintaining the strict timetable to give a food for a patient. Small and frequent food will be given. Instead of heavy meals, a moderate amount of food is eaten in all the time. As how I said, in one stretch, we are not feeding the patient with the heavy food item. We are breaking into that different intervals. As per the timing, we are giving the food. In between the meals, like lunch and dinner, something like that. In between the major meals, we can give a protein rich snacks here, protein rich content food item to the patient. Now meal should be eaten in a relaxed atmosphere. Any family problem, personal problem, that should not interfere the eating pattern of a patient. So we are fixing the time according to the timetable. We are providing a food in a relaxed atmosphere. We should control a bad smell, a bad odor when you are eating. So because of that, patient may not able to have food. So such environment should be avoided. Smoking, drinking should be, what is that? Strictly restricted. We should tell the patient not to smoke or not to take any kind of alcohol. Now, adequate physical and mental rest should be given for the patient. Now, what kind of food we can permit? Now, in case of ulcerative colitis, we can permit some amount of food. We cannot permit some kind of food. Now, food which is permitted are cereals, milk, egg, paneer, well cooked tender vegetables which is free from fiber, fat and oil, sugar, plain biscuit, butter, cream. Next, the food which are not permitted, which are not supposed to give for a patient is whole cereals and millets, pulses with the legumes, with husk, onion, garlic, some vegetables which is raw, we are not supposed to give, spices, condiments, turmeric, meat, soup extract, fried food or high fiber food or strong coffee or tea which has got a very strong aroma or very strong flavor. So such food items are restricted. Okay. Now if you make a count, you have to plan accordingly and you have to split your diet for a patient. Now for that we can make a small sample menu planning. Now as per the planning, let me tell one plan what I got here. Now morning 6 a.m. we can give 1 glass of milk, 1 cup of milk, 150 to 200 ml. 8 a.m. breakfast we can give egg sandwich, chocolate shake. 2 egg sandwich can be given and 1 cup, 1 glass of chocolate milk. Around 10 a.m. it's a mid time. We can give a glass of milk or buttermilk. 1 cup, 1 glass, around 100 to 150 ml. Then 12:30 or 1 o'clock lunch. Lunch we are giving boiled rice. Those are preferring rice, we can give rice. And those are preferring chapati, we can give chapati to them. Rice or chapati. Smashed dal, smashed potato will be given. Now that will be, rice will be 1 bowl and 1 half bowl of curry will be served. Now around 2 o'clock after the lunch, like 12:30 you are giving the lunch, then 2 o'clock you can give some suji ya kheer which is prepared. It may be kind of little sweet. 1 bowl can be served. This kheer is prepared with the milk again. Now 4 p.m. we can give a fruit juice, that will be again 1 cup. Then 6 p.m. again we can offer 1 bread and 1 cup of milk. 1 or 2 slices of bread can be given. 8 p.m. we are giving the dinner. In dinner again you can include a bowl of rice or 2 or 3 soft chapatis, smashed vegetable and paneer. Then bedtime around 10 o'clock we can offer 1 glass of milk. So this is a small, frequent, regular interval diet for a patient suffering with this ulcer, peptic ulcer or ulcerative colitis. Okay. The next GI condition is diarrhea. As you all know, the diarrhea means person is not able to continuously is going for the defecation, is passing stool, loose stool. Now here diarrhea is a condition where loose or watery stool are passed frequently. Again and again, patient feel to go to the toilet and the stool will not be hard, it will be watery and very liquid kind of a stool. Now, the very important principle of this diet is a very low residual diet which adequate electrolytes. See, whenever the patient has got diarrhea, again and again is passing motion, because of that electrolyte loss will occur in the body. Water loss, imbalance of water fluid electrolyte balance can occur. That's the reason our important principle or consideration in planning diet is we need to include electrolytes. Okay, in that sodium, potassium or high fluids are recommended. To maintain the water balance, to maintain the electrolyte balance, we have to give high fluid diet to the patient. Now, what are the dietary modification we can make? Mainly, you give the fluids. Here, loss of fluids from the body. That's the reason increase the amount of fluid intake. Minerals and vitamins. This is very important because electrolyte imbalance mainly occur when there is a loss of vitamins and minerals. So that must be replaced. Energy. 2500 kilocalorie energy is required, that has to be provided. Protein, essential proteins must be provided along with the food what we are giving. Fat, the fats are restricted or they are not easily absorbed. Because of diarrhea, we are not giving any fat content food to the patient because that fat will not be digested or absorbed so easily in the body. Now, how we can manage this diarrhea? Now, in case of infants, now this diarrhea may be because of weaning. Because when we start the weaning, a child or the small baby may not get adjusted easily to the one kind of food. That's the reason we discussed in weaning chapter that do not start 2-3 items or 2-3 new foods together. We have to start one by one so that we are able to detect why the baby is having diarrhea. Now, in case for the older children, we can also give some cooked rice, kanji water, some fruit juices so that we are able to manage because they are listening, they are able to listen what I am telling so that we can make them to drink that. Even we can force them to eat some amount of food. Now, in case of adult, they may have a major fluid loss, so frequent fluid must be administered and we should encourage them to take more amount of oral fluids. Now, definitely we can start with the oral rehydration therapy. ORS, rehydrated solution, can be administered. So, oral rehydration therapy can be start so that we can protect that patient may go for further complications. Now, what are the food you can give? The food which included in your diet is strained fruit juices, clear soup, kanji water, coconut water, rice, ragi, barley water, non-fibrous smashed vegetables, potato, sweet potato, skimmed milk, sugar, jaggery, jam, light biscuits and beverages can be given. Now, what you are not supposed to give? Food which is excluded. They are creamed milk, leafy vegetables, fried items, pulses, beans, sweets, sweetbread, seedy fruits, dry fruits, nuts, condiments, spices, papad, chutney. Such kind of food items are not at all permitted for the patient with kind of diarrhea. Now, what kind of menu, what kind of diet you can plan for a patient? Now, here I have gotten a sample menu which you can write for your exam as well. Now, according to this menu, 6 a.m. cup of coffee, 8 a.m. in breakfast we can give barley water with skimmed milk, that will be 1 glass or 1 bowl, yeah, 1 cup, around 150 to 200 ml, depend on the patient like preference. Mid-time around 10 a.m. we can give a 1 clear soup to the patient. Then 12:30 lunch we can give rice or chapati as per the preference, smashed dal, smashed potato and glass of buttermilk, which is very important. Then 2 o'clock a glass of coconut water. 4 o'clock we can give 1 juice, apple or pomegranate, 1 fruit juice is offered, 1 glass around 150 ml. Then 6 o'clock we can offer 2 bread and glass of milk 150 to 200 ml. Then 8 p.m. we can give some khichdi and smashed potatoes or smashed vegetables, 1 bowl. Khichdi and smashed vegetables. Then 10 p.m. we can give sagu ganji or ganji water can be given for the patient. So, this is a preferred sample menu for patient who is suffering with diarrhea. Okay, the next GI condition is constipation. Yes, you all maybe know, you all might be experienced constipation also. The food what we are eating, if that is not rich in fiber, definitely we all experience constipation. Okay, now constipation is characterized by infrequent, incomplete evacuation of your hard dried stool. We feel some kind of abnormality, some kind of, what to say, we are not satisfied. The day is not happy because of this constipation. Now there are different reasons why we will develop constipation. One is it is failure to regulate a normal bowel movement. You are not trained, there is no bowel training, regular bowel habit, bowel pattern is not developed. Lack of fiber rich food in your diet, lack of taking water, sufficient water you must drink 2 to 3 liter per day, and which is not taken by the patient. Excessively intaking of some beverages, caffeine, coffee, tea, excessively taking that, as well as poor muscle tones, lack of exercise, then ingestion of certain drugs or sedatives. Because of all this, you may develop constipation. The principle of this constipation diet is high fiber diet. As how I said, fiber is really essential so that we will have a easy bowel movement. So here the principle of diet is high fiber diet. Vitamin B, potassium and fluid is recommended. Okay. Now, what are the dietary modification you can do? Energy. We want normal energy, so normal food can be prescribed. About 60 to 80 gram of protein is required. Fat is required. Carbohydrate is adequately required. Vitamin B is required little extra, so that will help in easy absorption and digestion of your food materials. Minerals, fluids. You need to take extra fluids. Drink warm water. Take 10 glass of water per day so that you are able to resolve this constipation problem. And very important, you have to include fiber in your diet. A fiber rich diet must be consumed so that you can find solution for this constipation problem. Now, what are the food included? Now, all the beverages, whole cereals like wheat, bran, bread, whole wheat chapati, whole wheat porridge and oatmeal, pulses, soya bean, legumes, all vegetables and fruits are included. The food which is not included, excluded food items are suji, wheat bread, noodles, junk foods or refined cereal flours. That means maida, the item which prepared with maida, that must be excluded. You are not supposed to eat. Now, a composition of high fiber diet, that's really important when the person is suffering with constipation. We can plan a menu. I have a sample menu plan here. I'll explain that. You can write the same for your exam as well. Now here, a menu for constipation. Morning, a cup of tea or 1 cup of warm water can be given for the patient. Warm water. Breakfast, whole wheat bread, chapati, egg or paneer curry, whole legumes which is cooked, apple, banana. One fruit can be included in your breakfast. Morning time, that was around 10:30, you can give a cup of coffee or tea. Lunch, whole wheat chapati, cooked dal, green leafy vegetables, rooted tubers curry, other vegetables, guava apple, one fruit can be added and 1 cup of curd. Okay. Then tea time around 4 o'clock you can offer some wheat biscuits. Then dinner, whole wheat chapati, millets roti, other vegetables, guava apple, one fruit can be added and 1 glass of milk. So we need to include all these in food items, so that will be a sample menu for a person who is suffering with constipation. So we discussed about person or the patient suffering with the GI problem, and we also discussed one of the sample menu which you can give for that patient. Please follow the video. Please go through once again and read the book so that you can write the sample menu for your exams. Thank you all.